Hello, Rhonda here. Now moving on to part 2 of March Madness. We're going to start off with day 9, which is open leg rocker. Let's go ahead and warm up those legs first before we get started. Bending and extending one leg and then the other. And then give one leg a stretch and then the other. Okay, now extending both legs. They're in a slight V, elbows out to the side. Get a nice scoop in the belly. Take an inhale, exhale, roll on back, and back to that start position. You're trying to keep that shape from beginning to end. 3 more. Try not to roll on the back of your neck. Last one. All right. Now moving into day 10, and I'm going to show you corkscrew, but we're going to start off with modified corkscrew. So go ahead and bring both legs up towards the ceiling, palms facing down, arms anchored. This is your 12 o'clock. You're going to go clockwise with the legs and then counterclockwise. Down, up, and around. One more in each direction. All right. Now moving into the full corkscrew. You're gonna reach those legs up and over as if you were gonna do a rollover. Pivot the legs over to the right. You're gonna roll down the right side of the spine. Come down and around and up on the left. Recenter. Pivot slightly over to the left, roll down on the left side of the spine, and then back up and over to the right. Keep those legs zipped up. Keep your shoulders and arms anchored onto the mat throughout the whole exercise. One more in each direction. And slowly lower. Come on up. Now moving into saw. Let's come into a seated wide stance. Reach those arms out to the side. Take an inhale. Exhale, rotate, stretch, stretch. Inhale back to center, rotate over to the other side. That pinky finger is sawing off that pinky toe. Maybe reaching a little further each time. Always coming back to that nice tall seated position through the center. One more on each side. Nice. Moving on to day 12, swan dive. Let's warm up the spine a little bit by coming onto all fours and doing a couple of cat-cows. Flexing and extending the spine. And let's go ahead and make our way onto our stomachs. Our hands are right by our shoulders. We're just gonna do a couple of swans to start. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. And then we'll come into the dive now. So inhale, lift, and reach forward. One more. Nice. Let's go ahead and do a little bit back release first before we move on to day 13, which is single leg kicks. So just get your hips to reach towards your heels in a child's pose. And go ahead and come on down onto your stomachs, making fists. You're gonna pulse 2 times, one heel in towards your glute and then set the leg down, alternating from one side to the other. Keep the chest nice and open. Trying to keep the upper body stable as you pulse. Kick. One heel in towards the glute and then the other. Keep your spine long and your abs engaged. Kick, kick, and set the leg down. One more on each side. All right, now moving into double leg kick. You're gonna place your hands at the small of your back, palms facing up. The side of your head is on the mat. You're gonna kick the heels in 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Bring the head towards the mat. Interlace your grip behind your back and lift into a back extension. The head turns to the other side. Kick, kick, kick. Interlace. Come into that back extension over to the other side. 3 little kicks. Turning the head from one side to the other. Keep your head in line with your spine as you lift through the center. And keep the abs and glutes engaged throughout the exercise. Let's go one more on each side. All right. Let's go ahead and stretch it out. In a child's pose. On to day 15 is neck pull. Starting on our backs, we're going to place our hands at the base of our skull, elbows out to the side. Anchor those legs. Take an inhale, exhale, roll forward and over the legs. Open up the arms, sit up tall, hinge, tuck, and roll down. Inhale, exhale to roll up and over the legs. Open the arms, stack the spine, tuck and roll on down. Big inhale as the head lands. Open, stack, hinge, tuck and roll. Continue to peel off one vertebra at a time off the mat while keeping the legs anchored onto the mat. Two more. Last one, big inhale. Round forward over the legs. Open up the arms, sit up tall. Hinge on back. And tuck and roll the spine on down. All right, now moving in to day 16, scissors and bicycle. So arms are facing face down. We're gonna bring the legs up and over like you're doing a rollover, and then you're gonna bring the legs up towards the ceiling, and then you're just gonna scissor the legs. Keep the abs engaged and the legs straight and long. Supporting the hips with your hands. Continue to make that scissor motion while keeping as little weight in the hands as possible. Stretching the legs long. Now moving into bicycle. Lift the legs up towards the ceiling. Support your hips with your hands. And as one knee bends, the other leg stays straight and reaches overhead. Keep the abs engaged and the torso reaching out of the shoulders throughout the exercise. Pedaling as if you were riding a bicycle. Couple more. And slowly roll on down. Nice. That's it for part 2 of March Madness.